Hello, I'm Kendra Cook, your host for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado, brought to you by the Dolores County Broadcasting Network with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association. That's the Special District Association, responsible for bringing the area free to access TV stations over the air by antenna. This is a community TV station, so if there's a news story or event information that you would like to share, contact us. It's 970-677-4119 and leave us a message. Or if you're a business or organization or an individual, we welcome you to find out about sponsorship opportunities for running banners or video segments on the channel. This is the transmission for Wednesday, February 17th, 2021, DCTV Daily News. As written and released in Colorado Outdoor Magazine online, Colorado Parks and Wildlife releases what's happening in big game hunting for 2021. You can download the PDF of the guide or find one at a local location that sells licenses. The first 19 pages have all of your basic hunting information, new changes, license information, options and sales dates, general information, hunting laws, application information and deadlines, and how to read the hunt code tables. Pages 20 through 67 break out each of the 5 big game species in this brochure into their own sections. Each section has species-specific regulation changes, season dates, how to get more than one license, and hunt code tables. The last few pages from 68 to 73 provide a GMU map and detailed descriptions of the GMU boundaries and specific land restrictions. So what's new? Qualifying licenses continuing this year. Hunters must purchase a qualifying license to participate in the big game draws. Qualifying licenses include spring turkey licenses and small game licenses. Residents may also choose a combination small game, veteran lifetime combination, first responder lifetime combination, and senior combination licenses. New for this year, fall turkey licenses are now a valid qualifying license for the secondary draw only. And seniors who possess a resident lifetime fishing license may purchase an annual small game license for $22.18 as their qualifying license for the big game draws. All qualifying licenses are available beginning March 1st and must be purchased prior to applying for all big game licenses or preference points. Limited licenses are a set, quote, limited number of licenses available for specific hunting units and dates for each species, bear, deer, elk, pronghorn, moose, and are issued through an application and drawing process. The primary draw application deadline is April 6, 2021, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Hunters are encouraged to submit their applications early to avoid complications or delays. Colorado Parks and Wildlife will begin to accept applications again on March 1st, 2021. The secondary draw application deadline is June 30th, 2021 at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Continuing this year, CPW is offering a secondary draw. It's open to anyone, and even if you miss the deadline for the primary draw. Most elk, deer, pronghorn, and bear licenses not issued through the primary draw will be made available here. The secondary draw does not use or award preference points. However, application fees, qualifying licenses, and a habit stamp are still required. CPW will accept applications online or by phone for the secondary draw beginning June 16th, 2021. Leftover limited licenses and OTC licenses. Also new for this year, they are licenses going on sale the same day and at the same time. Those are the leftover ones, starting at 9 a.m. August 3rd, 2021. Beginning this year, CPW will implement a new process for reissuing returned big game licenses. Starting August 10th, a reissue preview list will be posted online every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Those licenses will then be moved to the leftover list and may be purchased starting 11 a.m. every Wednesday morning. This gives hunters the chance to see what licenses are available before they go on sale the following day. For more information about leftover licenses and the new reissue process, see pages 4 and 8 of the brochure or go online to cpw.state.co.us. More ways to purchase big game licenses new for this year. Hunters may purchase them even after the start of the season by phone, online, and through statewide licensed agents and CPW offices. This improvement in customer service now allows hunters to purchase licenses by all sales methods at any point in the hunting season. Colorado Parks and Wildlife gift certificates make a great gift idea for any hunter. And beginning this year, they may now use the gift certificates to purchase big game licenses through CPW's online system. CPW gift certificates may be kept on file and combined with credit card purchases for all online license sales. And a note about chronic wasting disease and testing. Also new this year, the chronic wasting disease, or CWD, testing is required for both elk and deer hunters who harvest animals in certain game management units or by specific hunt codes. If you harvest deer or elk in these areas, you must submit your animal head to a CPW office for testing. Mandatory testing is free, and it helps wildlife biologists monitor the health of Colorado's big game herds and better track the spread of chronic wasting disease. For more information on that, see the maps in the brochure, and again, visit them online. And for hunt planners, if you have questions about setting up your account, planning a hunt, or applying for licenses, call the center agents, and hunt planners are available Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The number is 303-297-1192. Colorado Parks and Wildlife thanks you for hunting Colorado. Your license fees fund wildlife management and conservation programs, ensuring that hunting opportunities will remain for future generations. And now, let's take a look at the local weather. After all of this amazing moisture, what's in store for us through the weekend? Today, isolated snow showers are slightly possible in the early afternoon hours, with mostly cloudy skies and a high near 28, with north-northwest winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour. For tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 11 degrees. North winds continue around 15 miles an hour, becoming east-northeast in the evening, so it may feel more like single-digit cold. For Thursday, sunny and a high near 29, with north winds continuing 10 to 15 miles an hour. Thursday night, mostly clear and a low around 13. Again, north-northeast winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour, become southeast after midnight. So shifting into Friday, we're looking for a mostly sunny day with a warm-up high to around 37, with south winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. For Friday night, partly cloudy and a low around 21, and then back again on Saturday, a slight chance, 20% chance for snow showers before 1 p.m., then a slight chance of rain showers between 1 and 4 in the afternoon, and a slight chance of rain and snow showers for the rest of the afternoon and early evening. However, mostly sunny, they report, and a high will be around 41. For Saturday night, partly cloudy and a low down to 17. Sunday, sunny and a high near 35 degrees. Sunday night, clear with a low around 17. And into next week, Monday, sunny with a high near 43. Monday night, clear and a low around 22. And now, back to our news. Well, the Dove Creek sports teams have been having a great season so far. The Journal reported on some recent matches. At several points during their road victory over Dolores High School on February 13th, the Dove Creek High School boys basketball team could have acknowledged defeat and turned their attention to what promised to be a snowy bus ride home. Not inclined to quit, however, the Bulldogs chipped away at a 13-point Dolores early lead in the third quarter before pulling ahead for the first time with 1 minute and 42 seconds left in overtime and holding on for a 49-45 win. These boys have a drive, Dove Creek head coach Ty Gray said. They came together and started playing that third quarter. They don't have quit in them. That's what I like about them. They're going to fight until the end. While several Bulldogs players played a key role in the team's comeback, few played a more significant role than sophomore Tanner Williams, who scored 7 second-half points while playing the first extended minutes of his varsity career. Also playing a big role for Dove Creek were sophomore Kendall Gardner, whose offensive rebound and putback that gave the Bulldogs their first lead, and also sophomore Cade Hankins came through with a team-high 16 points and 2 late free throws to seal the win. We went into halftime, we kept our heads up, and we kept the team up, Hankins said. We wanted to keep running it slow, not get in a rush, and keep running our game. Before mounting their comeback midway through the third quarter, not much went well for Dove Creek as the team allowed Bears senior Kevin Perkett to score 8 first-half points as Dolores jumped out to a 28-19 lead. 2 layups by Hankins and an aggressive drive to the basket and finish by Gardner during the final 3 minutes of the third quarter gave the Bulldogs hope. However, and a clutch 3-pointer by Williams just before the third quarter buzzer sounded cut the Dolores lead to 33-29. Quote, "I was open and coach has been telling me all year to shoot the ball," said Williams when asked about the momentum-changing shot. It just went in. Trailing by 4 points as the fourth quarter got underway, Dove Creek appeared all but done after a pretty reverse layup along the baseline and a steal and transition finish by Perkett gave Dolores a 37-29 lead with 6 minutes left in the game. Showing the type of fight usually seen from champions, the Bulldogs refused to back down as a layup by Williams and a 3-pointer by Kressler made the score 37-34 with 5 minutes and 10 seconds left. After both teams exchanged a series of baskets over the next 4 minutes, Dove Creek found itself trailing 41-38 with under a minute to go. A free throw by Kressler with 39 seconds left cut the Bears' lead to 2 points before a layup by Williams with 29 seconds left them tied at the game. Williams has been the key player that I've been wanting to step up, Gray said. We're just trying to get him to have confidence. He can shoot the ball well, but he hasn't had much varsity experience. Tonight, he had a very good ball game. It was his best as a varsity player. As overtime got underway and the game hung in the balance, Dolores Jr., Tyler Nowlin, Dove Creek Senior Hayden Gray, Gardner, and Perkett all scored baskets, and the score stood tied at 45. A wild miss on a three-pointer by Williams with 1 minute and 42 seconds left appeared to give the Bears hope, but an offensive rebound and put back by Gardner after he appeared to come over a Dolores player's back gave Dove Creek a 47-45 lead. After Perkett missed a shot to tie with 26 seconds to go, Hankins stepped to the line and calmly drained 2 free throws with 18.5 seconds left to put his team ahead 49-45 and seal the victory. Quote, "It was stressful, but you got to be built for big pressure moments," said the sophomore. "That's what defines a good basketball team." Scorers for Dove Creek included Hankins with 16 points, Gray with 13, Williams and Kressler with 7 points, and Gardner with 6 points. Dolores was led by Perkett with 16 points and Tyler Nowlin with 8 points. Now 4-2 overall and 3-0 in the San Juan Basin League. The Bulldogs will have almost a week off before they return to the court for a road matchup against Ridgeway on February 20th. Dolores will look to improve on its 3-3 record when it plays at home against Ridgeway February 16th. In our league, this state means a lot, Hankins said when asked about his team standing. At this point in the season, 3-0 in our league is a big step. We haven't done that in a long time. We're just trying to make history here in Dove Creek. Go Bulldogs. The Durango Herald featured an interesting article on the state of unaffiliated registered voters and candidates in Colorado. A disclosure that I am and have always been a registered unaffiliated voter, and in 2020 I ran as unaffiliated as a candidate for the Dolores County Board of Commissioners. They write in the article that Shauna Blaylock describes herself as a libertarian on economic issues and a liberal on social and cultural issues. A registered Republican in 2018, she switched to unaffiliated in 2020, saying that she didn't feel at home in either major party. Bryce Massey is a Bernie Sanders supporter. Is disillusioned by the underhanded and distasteful conduct of the 2016 Democratic presidential primary, which he said was the last straw that led him to leave the Democratic Party and register unaffiliated. Blaylock and Massey are not alone. At the end of November 2010, La Plata County, for instance, had 7,113 registered unaffiliated voters compared with 20,144 unaffiliated voters at the end of November 2020. A 183% increase, and statewide it's about a third of the registered voters. In that time, registration of unaffiliated voters in Montezuma County increased by 49%, and in Archuleta County it rose 84%. Across the state, 1,113,229 voters were registered unaffiliated at the end of November. By the end of 2010, and by 2020 it was 1.7 million plus voters, an increase of more than 60%. Ben Engen, a GOP strategist who runs the political analytics firm Constellation, said some voters might be disenchanted with the two major parties, but more voters are registering unaffiliated simply through legal structural changes in the way Colorado registers voters. In 2016, unaffiliated voters, sometimes called independents, were allowed to participate in either the Democratic or Republican primaries. During primary elections, unaffiliated voters are sent ballots for both major parties, and they can choose a party's primary. Before 2016, voters' numbers in all parties would dip in post-election voter purges of long-term inactive voters. But a few months before a primary, Republicans and Democrat numbers would bump up as unaffiliated voters switched to a major party to participate in a primary. Quote, unaffiliateds used to switch either to Republican or Democrat so they could vote for their candidate for president or U.S. Senate. But in 2016, we took that requirement away. Now you don't see those spikes in the major party numbers before the primaries, Engen said. When you see big drops now, it's after voter purges. Perhaps the biggest factor leading to the substantial rise in unaffiliated voters across Colorado, Engen said, is the advent of automatic voter registration in Colorado. Automatic voter registration occurs whenever someone receives a new driver's license from the state. Under automatic voter registration, a newly licensed driver is registered as an unaffiliated voter, and county clerks send out forms to the new voter that allow the voter to align with a political party or to decline to be registered at all. If the form is not returned within 20 days, the new voter is listed as unaffiliated on the county clerk voter rolls. The new voter will get a little postcard in the mail. If they want to change, they've got to fill out an actual physical postcard and mail it back into the affiliate with the party. That's another step you have to take, he said. A lot of people aren't going to bother, and if you don't fill out the form and mail it back, you're on the voter rolls as unaffiliated. The growth in affiliate registration really has less to do with people changing viewpoints on the party or the issues than it does with procedural changes that we've made here in Colorado, Engen says. Data are hard to correlate with any trend of expanding voter disenchantment with parties, they say. Statewide, the unaffiliated voters break out about 60% to 40% in favor of Democrats. Governor Jared Polis' 53% to 42% victory over Walker Stapleton in 2018 is a good example of how unaffiliated voters tended to break statewide for Democrats in the past 2 election cycles. Increasing numbers of unaffiliated voters likely mean campaigns will become more expensive. You have to make more of an effort with unaffiliated voters to have a conversation. We always invest in having staff who are on the ground, and even in COVID times on the ground virtually, at least on the Democratic side, Peake Dunstone said. Whether it's volunteers walking blocks, talking to voters, emails, text messages, and social media interactions, increasing efforts to identify supporters among those registered unaffiliated will grow, and that means more money will be spent during campaigns. Those unaffiliated IDs are really people that you're trying to figure out. Where are they really, she said. And right now in Colorado, they're leaning pretty heavily to the Democratic side, and they're actually relatively partisan, so you want to identify them. That may be different in more classically Republican-dominated Western Slope counties to La Plata's northwest, where disenchanted Democrats and Republicans have gone to the independent, unaffiliated category and want any candidate in a party or not to represent the public, which varies from county to county. There's another article in the Journal on the difficulties of running for an office as unaffiliated, as the funding and big machines of the major parties are not behind you, making it feel like you are running by yourself, which you basically are, which is an uphill battle for sure. Our nation may not be ready for a third party, but affiliated members are certainly ready for a change in the old parties that are there now. So a local happening notice, the annual Daddy-Daughter Dance will be happening mid-March at the community center. There's an initial release of all that's going into this. It's a sock hop dance with photos in front of a pink Cadillac, a diner for food and games, a dance floor with lights and bubble bombs by DJ Bunnyhead, that's actually me, with $20 entrance fee per couple, additional $5 for any other daughters. If you have more than one, you're bringing, and all being coordinated to fundraise for the Bulldog Booster Club. DCTV will remind you again that you don't have to dress up in 50s attire, but if you'd like to, it might be fun. And the DC Chamber is also meeting with a variety of locals to determine what can be put on for our July 4th Independence Day weekend. If you'd like to help, please call or email. All efforts are appreciated. There are some fundraisers that will be going on. Regardless of what happens, we're looking for the parade and the fireworks, talking to the police department and the fire department to coordinate all that. It'll be on a Sunday this year. And to catch the program online, visit our Facebook page. That's DCTV Daily News. Also online on YouTube, and both you can follow or subscribe to easily and join in on the conversation. Again, it's your local community TV station, so if you have something you'd like to share, contact us. The email is dcbnnews@gmail.com or call 970-677-4119. Thanks for tuning in to DCTV Daily News. If you like the program, please do like and follow us on Facebook if you're still on Facebook, and share it with your friends and family. This has been a production of DCTV for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado, United States of America. I'm Kendra Cook. Be well and keep thinking for yourself.